What's up, everybody? It's your girl D, and welcome to Mike with D, where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing at all. Y'all, today we're talking about things I know, should have known, and now know while on my weight loss journey. But before I continue, make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, okay? I see y'all. YouTube. But please go like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. So there are 5 things I want to talk about in regards to my weight loss journey and things I've learned, already knew, but it was more of like a reality check, like, oh, this is real. And things probably that I probably should have known, but didn't really pay attention to. So yeah, I thought I would come up here and talk to you guys about it because you probably already know half of this information, but it's one thing to just know it and it's another thing to get into it and say it. So one of the first things I want to talk about is just paying attention to the small things, because y'all, when I tell you, one day I wore my gray pants. Now these gray pants, they were a pound away from being tossed in the trash. Let's just say that. And one day I went to work and I'm working and I realized that them pants were fitting very comfortably. Like, they were comfortable. And I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute. So I did a little stretch test and boom, I had space. When I tell y'all, I was so excited. Like, y'all could tell me nothing. Nobody could tell me nothing. Because y'all see these pants fit. They were fitting so differently. And it felt so good. Because I never actually paid attention to things like that. Like, my clothes fitting differently, things like that. That's why it was such a shocker. And mind you, around that time that I found out, I also was weighing myself on the scale. But the scale wasn't where I wanted it to be. Like, it wasn't giving, oh, you doing it. But them pants fitting the way they were fitting were giving, oh, you doing it. So pay attention to small things like clothes, how your clothes fit, your energy level, stress level. Because now that I'm going to the gym more, I realize that, yes, I'm still under a lot of stress, but I'm able to handle it. And I'm able to still get things done even while under the stress, and I'm not letting it stop me. So you want to pay attention to those things. Pay attention to those. The scale ain't where it's at, which brings me to point 2. Don't let that scale drive you. Do not let the scale drive you, because it was driving me. I'm going to be completely honest. It was definitely driving me to the point where, like, if I see that it went back up, the scale went back up, oh, that's my excuse to go ahead and eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, and lose that habit that I'm trying to build. And so you got to really pay attention to the fact that that scale is there and you can use it, but don't let it be what drives you. I can't build a habit if I'm breaking it every time that I think that, okay, this scale not doing what I need to do. And so the moment I started paying attention to the small things and stop letting the scale drive me, is the moment I started to really see the progress I'm making with my weight loss journey. Next one, point 3. Y'all, this one is definitely the most challenging for me, and it's the fact that food is the hardest part. Now, I've heard it so many times on TikTok. It's everywhere. I've heard it so many times on TikTok and everything. But when I tell you that is the hardest part for me, it is the hardest part for me. Because, one, I'm over here trying to figure out my calorie deficit. When you go on TikTok, you try to figure out your calorie deficit, or you ask people to tell you how to calculate your calorie deficit, whether it be on the website, whether it be what somebody said, how to calculate it. Y'all, it's so many ways. And that's what was so confusing to me. That was the main part that really made me like, oh my gosh, like, I'm trying to get this food thing down, but I don't even know how much I'm supposed to be eating. And so I decided I'm going to stick to just one and see what happens, because I was getting so confused, because the moment I see somebody else post it and they tell, oh, well, this is how you should do it. Like, one person is saying 1 + 1 = 2. The other person is saying 1 + 1 = 10. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and stick to one, and we're going to see what happens. And I've been sticking to one as far as the calculations that I came up with based off of the method they told me to utilize. So because of that, I've been using that and that alone. How much protein, how many carbs, how much fats, all of that I calculated. I'm keeping it that number until, I don't know, we're just gonna keep it, because I'm not gonna keep changing it, because everybody keep changing it and saying different ways. I'm just like, you know what, at this point, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to one person, and that's it, that's all. And the calculator, even the calculator on the website, wasn't even giving the same numbers as the calculations that I did when I used somebody else's method. I'm just like, you know what? So that's the hardest part. Food is definitely the most challenging. But once you get a grasp on it, y'all, it's going to be like, ooh, 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 can't tell me nothing. Okay? I'm getting better at the meal prepping. yeah. At point 4, I want to mention is trial and error. And I just want to say I'm so sorry if I'm going through this pretty fast. This is just something I wanted to mention and talk to y'all about. Because again, we talk about anything, everything, and nothing at all. And so why not talk about this? Or it's trial and error. When I tell y'all, you're going to have to, this goes right back into, there are so many different methods, so many ways of doing things. And it's just like, okay, but which one is the right way? That's, at least that was my problem. It was like, okay, I see all of these ways, but which way is the right way? It's all trial and error. You have to find what works for you, okay? You have to find what works for you. And you cannot blame yourself or punish yourself if you feel like you messed up one day. The thing is that when you mess up that one day, okay, what are you going to do tomorrow? Are you going to use that as an excuse to continue to mess up, or are you going to get back on it? What you do is, instead of saying, okay, when you mess up, you are going to mess up. Best believe you're going to mess up. I had to come to that realization. You're going to mess up, but it's what you do after that makes the biggest difference. And that's what's been helping me, because yes, I'll have a Snicker bar and they'll be like, dang, I done slipped up, but I'm not finna have a Snicker bar again. I'm not finna overindulge like I typically do, because now I'm realizing and I'm being self-aware. I'm aware of what I'm eating and I'm paying attention to what I'm eating and putting in my body, because the results I'm trying to get, I gotta put in the work. That's just what it is. And so I'm telling you that it is trial and error. The gym routine, you can look it up on TikTok. I was going on TikTok. Every time I seen a new gym routine, it's like, let me incorporate that one. It's trial and error, but stick to it. Stick to it, because I would say, a bonus point is just consistency, but everybody already know that. So that's why it's not a huge point I want to make, because everybody already know that. And if you don't listen, consistency is a thing. It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing when it comes to your weight loss journey. And I am in no way a fitness influencer or anything like that, but this is just things I've experienced thus far, and I just want to share with y'all, because I'm telling you, it is so crazy to see the changes, and though it's not completely apparent, it's there. And this trial and error thing is going to be a huge factor in your weight loss journey, because I'm trying to copy everybody and do what everybody's doing because they work for them. No, that's not the case. I had to find what works for me. And so when I do my gym routine and things like that, I'll alter it, because it's like, let me find another method. I am starting to pay attention more to what parts of the body I'm working on that day. I'm not just going in the gym because I saw it on TikTok and they said Mondays is leg day. I'm not doing that. I'm going to do what works for me. Monday might not work for me for leg day. Maybe Wednesday do. I don't know. But I know that I'm going to base it off of my schedule and what works for me. Am I going to go to the gym in the morning, or am I going to go in the evenings? It's what's going to work for me. And it's all trial and error. So please, 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 don't let it stop you. It's going to be trial and error. You're going to find what works for you and keep it pushing, okay? You're going to find that meal that just tastes so good that you can eat it again. Things like that. You're going to find your flow. Don't let social media be the main focus on how and what you do when it comes to your weight loss journey, okay? That's what I'm pretty much saying. And I tell myself that, okay? And I learned that, and so I wanted to share that with y'all. And y'all, the 5th point I wanted to make, and this is by far the most awakening one for me, like one I didn't really consider. There will always be some type of conflict in your life, okay? There will always be a problem that arises. There will always be something that comes up that doesn't fit into what you're trying to do, but it is how you view it, and if you're able to still enjoy life through that problem. And what I mean by that, and because shout out to, I think it's Matthew McConaughey, I think it was, but I heard him say it, and that's what made me realize, because it's like, wait a minute. That's true, because as soon as a problem comes up, I'm stress eating, I'm binge eating, I'm literally dropping everything, every habit I'm trying to build, everything like that, and I'm using that stress as an excuse, or that problem as an excuse to say, you know what, today's not the day. Let me get up and go to the gym. Yeah, I'm sad right now. I'm crying. Oh my gosh, I don't know what my next step going to be, but in this moment, I'm going to continue on what I said I was going to do. Okay, that's the biggest thing. You have to adjust your perception. And it's just like, even with your weight loss journey, you're going to have problems that arise that's going to make you want to just go back into your old habits, where it's like, okay, but this makes me feel good in that moment, but it's not going to make you feel good in the long run. So adjust your perception. Anytime a conflict, problem, anything that arises, you have to be able to still find that happiness even in those terrible moments, because that is what's going to drive you. I promise you, the moment I started incorporating that and understanding that, I started to realize, like, oh my gosh, I am able to still enjoy it. I'm not just focused on all the stress that's in my life. Why do I need to let up on the habits that I'm building and the things that I've done thus far? Like, I'm 12 pounds down. That is amazing to me. And it's just like, okay, I'm on this journey. I'm under a lot of stress. Why do I need to go and sit down and binge eat a tub of ice cream now? I don't need to do that. Let me go to the gym. Let me find another healthy alternative way to relieve the stress and not focus on this stress. And that's what you have to do. Adjust your perception, okay? Adjust your perception. But those are the 5 points I wanted to talk about today. Just quick and simple, y'all. I hope it really just motivates you and reminds you that your weight loss journey, if you decide to go on your weight loss journey, or if you're trying to build weight or build muscle or gain weight, whatever your goal is when it comes to this part of life as far as fitness and healthy living and things like that, you find what works for you. Okay, that's the biggest thing. I don't think a lot of people say it enough. Find what works for you. People are going to give you advice and things like that, like me. They'll be like, oh, do this, do this, do this. But you have to actually just take everything that you're watching and seeing and incorporate it in your own style. Have your own style with it. That's the best way to put it, because I may not be dropping my weight as quickly as I would like. Like sometimes I see on TikTok, they'd be like, oh, I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. It'd be like, dang, here I am, 12 pounds down, but it took me 2 weeks. That is all right. That is okay. Keep these 5 points in mind. It's a quick little reality check. But at the end of the day, just remember, you're doing it for you, or whatever your reason may be. You're doing it for that reason, and you're finding ways to get to that end goal. That's it. That's all. I hope this helps you in some way, any kind of way. Okay, this is just like a little chit chat with us. Okay, we just talking. We having this little conversation, because it's been said, but have we really been listening? That's it, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye. Please tell me I was recording. Oh.